Yeah, my dad was an engineer, my older brother's a geologist, my older sister is a nurse. And we first came to America in 1972. We came, you saw Ocean Beach in San Diego and the movie there. And, I went back to Hawaii and I couldn't get into the contest. And so in 72, I came back to Australia. And my wife at the time, by the time we came to August and September, she just said, Ian, you can't quit. You have to go back to Hawaii because I cannot bear living with you. Which is probably a very fair statement. Correct? But, and incidentally, Alyssa, my wife, is a world champion surfer. We've been married 28 years. And we have a fantastic life. But I couldn't get into the Smirnoff contest again on the North Shore. And this was in 1973, before this movie. And I was there at the beach, and it was a $100 entry fee. I had $150 for the rest of my winter. I had my $100, and one guy didn't show up, and then Ivo Hansa from Peru didn't show up, and I put down my $100 and went out, but it was a 10-foot Lonia Kea. Just absolutely crazy amazing.
Right.
And I made it through the first tee, through the semis. I'm in the finals with, and only Jeff Hackman and I were out the back. And it was like 10 or 12 feet and just absolutely incredible. I see this wave going, Jeff, you've got to go, it's unbelievable. And he takes off in this wave and he says, he looked over the wave and out the back I was taking off in the next wave of the set. And was bigger and better, and I surfed it to the end. And I won $5,000. I was the winner of the Smirnoff that day. So for not being able to get into the contest, to being able to win that contest, is evidence that there were people capable. And it goes back to my story today. There are young kids capable of winning in the CT that don't get a chance. So this is a really deep and passionate subject for me.
I can tell that. Thank you.
Well, Tina knows my answer, but my answer is that, so in 1970 I graduated high school with a scholarship to go to architectural school. And at that time I was also #2 in Australia in the juniors. And I had to take it in 71. I lost to Simon Anderson and came second. But next year we were going to come to California. And I was next year in the men's and I came second again. And so I ended up, because of the 2 seconds, I was the #1 seed for that Aussie team that year that we came here. And my dad went, son, you're pretty good at this. And I said, thanks, Dad. And he said, I think you should have a go at surfing. So it was my dad. My grandma didn't talk to me for 10 years. Because I didn't go to school. And so I came to California on that team, and I got in the final and won the bronze medal. And I was fortunate to get in those contests early. I got into Duke the very first year in 72 and got in the final. And so now I was in the contest from that point on.
So I want to tell you when I first met PT and Ian. So I met Ian in 1970, Bells Beach, in a tent on the beach for the World Surfing Championships that were eventually won by Rolf Ness. I meet this tall, lanky guy from Western Australia. We both riding board shaped by Richard Farrelly. This was a white one, down railer. And I remember Ian telling me how good he was. And then he won the Smirnoff in 73, came to South Africa in 74, and I'm sitting in my car with Ian on the point at Jeffrey's Bay. And Ian says to me, hey Shaun, I think you should come to Hawaii this winter. I think you would do pretty good out there. So that was one of the reasons I went to Hawaii. And then many years later, in 1981, I lost my dad. And I was like lost because my dad was a big part of my career. Ian was still competing on the tour then, and I remember going up to him and saying, "Hey Ian, I knew he had a very agile, quick mind. I knew he was, had an expansive view of surfing. And I said, I need help. I'd like you to coach him." And he became the world's first pro surfing coach and took me out of a slump and changed my career, changed my career trajectory, and I was able to stay on tour for many more years because of Ian. So he really a guy who changed my life.
Our lives have been intertwined since 1970 in very, very positive ways. 1972, we were at Ocean Beach, and our son, one of our twin boys, is working in San Diego, and we say, "We'll meet you to go surfing." We turned up at Ocean Beach, and I just went out of body. I just went, I haven't been here for 50 years. And you know what? Ocean Beach still sucks. Just exactly the same as it did in 1972. It is pretty bad. Oh my goodness. But can you imagine that you have these people that you hang with and you share this passion with and all these amazing stories for almost your entire life? It's kind of amazing.
And it's along those lines, that surfing is such a wonderful international community. No matter where you go, it is a kind of brotherhood. At least it used to be that way. We're a tribe. I hope it's still like that.
We're a tribe.
Yeah, we're a tribe.
Yeah. The thrill of
No matter how good or bad you may be, me on the bad end and them on the good end. Questions? Yes?
Are you guys stoked about the Olympics? And then finally that a surfer can be recognized as an athlete winning gold medal? And then are you guys involved with any of your countries, like, their Olympic program?
I think it's insane.
Yeah, I'm just totally stoked about it.
It's insane that because that was Duke Townend, it was dream.
Yeah, dream.
And I mean, if you have a chance, you come by the International Surfing Museum right now, the exhibit is Duke's dream, how surfing got in the Olympics. And he won the gold medal in 1912, but he always said, I want surfing to be an Olympic sport.
Well, you coached the Chinese team for a few years.
Yeah, I did that. I lived over there for a while. But all of us have had at different times roles in coaching. Both Ian and I coached the American team to gold medals in the ISA. But really, that growth came out of the Bronze Aussies. When we founded the Bronze Aussies, we had junior Bronze Aussies, which was Shane Moran and Jimmy Banks. And we were coaches, for those kids. We took Shane Moran around the world when he was like 17.
I wouldn't say before, it was a big swell, and I went out and surfed at Doheny. And I come in, and there's these two guys with short boards, and literally this close, and I'm just getting my stuff, and I see them walk off. And I go, oh, look, that board's got a bend legs and fin in it. And I go, he turns, I see the logo, and I'm just going, oh my God, that's Shane Moran.
He's here right here.
He's here. He was there, so I yelled over, he didn't hear me, but I caught up in the showers, and we had this sort of big meet-up, at Doheny of all places, and shaping the Shane Moran boards at Lost. So again, this is this interconnection of this web of people that we've worked with. It's somewhat magical.
Yeah. Jeremy, I don't want to leave you out of this. Tell me what you've been doing since you made this movie.
That's a good question.
So I right now I produce a bunch of TV stuff around music for iHeartRadio. So we just did the iHeartRadio Music Awards that aired on Fox, and that's mainly what I do. So a lot of music. So next week I'm going to Austin for a bunch of country festival, and then we've got the Can't Cancel Pride Festival. So a lot around music and video, trying to make that accessible to people. So.
Have you had any more surfing-related endeavors?
Well, Just around trying to turn this into like a narrative project. We've had a lot of meetings around town, but hasn't kind of popped up yet. But you know, maybe turning this into this story into a TV show or a movie. But besides that, just surfing on my own. Yeah.
All right, more questions?
So, how much do you guys surf today?
Who surfed today?
No, I didn't surf today, but I still, you know, we all, I think, you know, we all love to still get out there. How much time you got? 5 minutes. No, we still get out there. I love to get out there. But you know, when you get older, you know what happens? The pop-up. It's
all about the pop-up. Yeah.
That's the struggle.
Well, yeah, I think you solved the bottom problem, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, a few years ago, I started doing stand-up paddle surfing.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh, hang on, this is kind of fun. So I went on and I coached world championships. I coached the USA team to a world championship, made a lot of friends, a whole new group of surfers, and again, traveled around the world on, coaching people in that world. And it's, so I have a really bad shoulder, so the pop-up is kind of impossible. I have compression bandages on both of my knees. So, this whole body is struggling to actually get out there and ride waves. But, this is, I had a overhead wave today from deep behind the peak, deeper than all the crew out there, dropped in late, right behind the thing road, and Alyssa's told the guys, oh, he's going in on that one. And she was right, because you get a good wave like that, and we've learned the hard way. You don't go out and get another one, you got a good wave to go in. And that's surfing is still magical.
All right, Shaun.
So we want to thank all of you for coming because unfortunately we have to leave. But I guess Alexander, Legend Sala.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you for all you guys. Such a big inspiration. I was growing up and a lot of guys my age, 60. Anyways, you set the level so high that it was like my dad always said, aim for the stars and you hit the moon. The level was that high, and the inspiration was, and the love you guys had and showed us on the back in the 70s. Anyways,
one of the original dog we'd like to thank all of you for coming because it's a high school gym and we have to leave. We've got some posters. I know some people have bought posters. I'm actually going to Maui Wildfire Relief that we'll sign on the table there. But thank you to everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed hearing about our lives. We love chatting to all of you. And we wish it could go on for longer, but unfortunately we've got to get out of the gym. But thank you for all of us.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming.